Hope you're well. I know I look like death because I haven't washed my face yet.
It's just a couple of days after chemo as well, so.
We can't blame chemo for this. By this time, chemo is done. It's
You're the
because
one
I haven't
that
washed
woke
my
up.
face.
No, guys, actually, she went and stayed up the whole night so she could watch the sunset.
Sunrise.
The sunrise.
And then there was no sunrise because it was overcast.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a waste. Anyway, we're doing this video because we were having a chat about like memories came up on Facebook, and we were like, I said, can you believe that a year ago I was fine? And then Mom's is like, no, you weren't like fine because we went on. I'm gonna let you tell the story. When did you know I was not fine?
Yeah, we went on a hike, and normally we would go on hikes and she would be fine, like, you know, a lot of energy. And we went on this hike, and it wasn't even a long hike. I think it was like 45 minutes, a 45-minute hike. And I noticed that she was struggling, but I was getting hot, but then I saw she's not just getting hot, she's breathless, you know, like not short of breath, but just she couldn't really, it looked like she couldn't finish. She was breathless, she was tired, and we decided we're going to stop and have sit in the restaurant there and have something to eat. And I noticed that when she took her shoes off, she said her feet were swollen. And I remember looking at your feet and thinking, but that's just like really not normal. It wasn't normal. Her feet were swollen to like almost double its size. And, you know, yes, we were hiking, but she's done it before so many times, and that just wasn't normal. We decided not to eat there. And then we walked back to the car, and then on our way, her sister Anne phoned and said, Simone feels like she's going to faint. And that's when I knew, like, something was up.
Because it's not like me.
It's not like her, you know. And yeah, it like all went downhill from there. Bear in mind, though, that I was watching and checking that, like, her energy levels were not the same. You know, she's a child that's always busy doing something all the time, making jokes, pranking us, doing shit, you know. And I just noticed that same energy level wasn't there.
Keep the same energy.
And then, and she was just feeling tired all the time. And eventually, she wasn't feeling well. And she decided to go and see the doctor. She went to the doctor. Another red flag for me was when I noticed, she said to me, I don't want to go to work. I don't feel like going to work. Work is an effort. Work is a chore. And I'm like, but this is not normal for Simone. Because Simone loves getting up and going to work. Simone loves, if there's something that we're going to do, she'll be up first. She's doing everything, you know. The energy levels were just, it was like, and so I started getting more concerned. And I'll never forget, she went to the doctor and she came back and she said it was a kidney infection. And so we Googled and so okay, but these symptoms are more or less in line with what the doctor said. She got a course of antibiotics. I think it was 5 days.
5 days, yeah.
You needed to take those antibiotics, and then that was okay, but nothing really.
It was just one thing after the next.
Yes.
It was the kidney infection first.
The kidney infection was first. So you first had the kidney infection, and then after that I started seeing also the appetite waning, like just, and all her favorite foods. I mean, and this one could eat bra, like she'll eat you out of house and home. And I noticed that she would dish her food and she would have this appetite. She'd be hungry, but she just would never finish her food. She'd have a few teaspoons of it and then just leave it.
Oh, I remember that. And when I used to come here and then
Yeah.
lay on the couch and like 20 minutes into the movie or 10 minutes into the movie, I'm fast asleep.
Fast asleep. Then infection after infection, a viral infection. You know, it was just
a bad cough.
a bad cough.
I coughed for like 3-4 months.
Yeah, a yeast infection that just would not go away. And we attributed it to stress, we attributed it to
Iron deficiency.
iron deficiency. We
I
attributed
even bought like online, what was that iron medication called?
I don't know, but I know you paid a cuckload of money
I
for
paid
it.
so much money, and I was like, this is gonna help me, and I'm gonna be fine, and all of this stuff. And like, no matter what we did, that's like, I just want to put a disclaimer in here before we continue. Remember that Hodgkin's lymphoma presents with normal symptoms, remember there's mild symptoms, severe symptoms, like there's a category of a basket of symptoms. Weight loss,
Hair thinning. Your
Hair
hair,
thinning.
her hair thinned out so much. It was
like this side, I had to brush the hair in a certain
Yeah.
way to make sure that my scalp doesn't show. And yeah, so disclaimer, the side effects that we've obviously mentioned here, it might not be the same for other patients, it might be different, but just remember not to Google things, because
Yes.
what we did, our mistake was we kept on Googling my symptoms and then just saying, no, this is what it was and it's a kidney infection. Obviously I was diagnosed with a kidney infection from the doctor, by the doctor, but all the other symptoms, we were Googling it like it's an iron deficiency, it's this, it's that. And my advice is just not to Google anything. If you don't have the funds readily available to go to the doctor, then just try your best to get to a clinic or, you know, something like that. Because if your symptoms are consistent with what we're talking about and nothing seems to be helping, and it's not the obvious, like a flu or pregnancy, for like, you know, because obviously tiredness and fatigue, all that stuff, yeah, just do your best to try and get to a medical professional, because if we had picked it up sooner, it would probably been stage one and not have spread into my neck, because it started in my chest and it spread to my neck. But
Yeah, like just like you said, anything that, I think any kind of symptom you have, anything that lasts for 2 weeks or longer, anything that just doesn't feel right for you, just go and have it checked out, you know. Anyway, getting back to the thing, to our discussion, they moved in and she started getting these weird rashes and itching all the time, you know.
skin,
Yeah.
my skin, something was bad.
She didn't really have the night sweats that much. There was once or twice, but nothing that...
No, before I got diagnosed, I had no night sweats.
Yeah, there
Nothing.
wasn't, you know. And yeah, then that yeast infection lasted. And, you know, we're speaking openly in this video. I attributed it, you know, as a mother, you also try and self-diagnose your child sometimes, which you please don't do it, you know. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe she scratched there and then touched her eye, and I'm telling her,
Stop touching.
Stop touching.
I remember that. I even forgot about that. Simone, stop touching your face. I'm like, dude, I did not touch down there and touch there. Like, let's just now, come on.
and then yeah, and so they were staying on their own, and then the next wave started coming in, and I was really concerned, you know, for her health, because I thought, wow, you know, I don't know, but from what I'm seeing, you know, COVID and whatnot, but eventually I did say, you need to get a full blood count, because I was now really getting concerned, because this was not my child.
But
Wasn't
before we
normal.
did the full blood count, so I saw one doctor in our area, and she obviously diagnosed me with a kidney infection. And then when we moved, obviously I went to a doctor closer to where I was, at Medicross. And when I went to that doctor, he said that it was a bad, severe iron deficiency, severe anemia, and whatever.
He also said to her that if she got COVID at that point, it would take her out.
He said
You
I was
know.
a walking, what?
A walking corpse.
Yeah.
But he couldn't pick up a cancer, or, I mean, I'm just saying that, you know, I'm just
My
putting
mother
it out
doesn't like
there.
this doctor.
Because, you know, the thing is, you know if there's something wrong with your child. You know. If there's something wrong with your child, you will know. And if you get a doctor that says, okay, it's this, but nothing's getting better, then you have
Something is
then
wrong.
something is wrong.
And I went to see him 3 times, eh? So
Yep.
it was the first time he diagnosed me with iron deficiency, and then the second time he said it was a viral infection because I had this cough that just wouldn't go away no matter what I took.
And she was telling him about the itching.
The itching and the cough.
The
and
itching and the cough.
He
And
bloody told me, let me tell you, he told me, what was I get? Bum cream.
nappy cream. Nap for
Bum
babies.
cream. So I was putting bum cream on my face and look.
But like on a more serious note though, doctors are doctors. We all respect them. But if you know there's something wrong with your body and you know that something is not right, go and get a second opinion and go and get it checked out.
And guys, stop thinking don't downplay things. Like I'm not saying have a heart attack if you have a rash under your eye. That's not what I'm saying. But don't downplay things. Don't underestimate that something could be serious. Even though there's no history of there is a history of cancer in my family, but very recent though. Very recent. Like my 2 aunts from my dad's side were diagnosed, and that was in the space of the last 2 years. Yeah, the space of the last year.
Space of the last 2.5 years.
Yeah. And on my mom's side of the family, obviously my aunt, Auntie Selena, she had Burkitt's lymphoma. But other than that, there was no cancer.
And yet, there's no correlation between Burkitt's lymphoma and Hodgkin's lymphoma on a genetic level. That's what the doctor told us. So like, Hodgkin's lymphoma is not a genetic passed down kind of cancer. Very strange. That was very strange. But anyway.
Yeah.
And then, so she got those tests back. And
no, the third time I went to the doctor after the viral infection, the this and the that and all that nonsense. Then the third time when we went, that was when my mother said, you need to get a full blood count. Like there's no two ways about it. You need to go and you need to get a full blood count. And I was like, okay, cool. And then we got it. And I didn't even go back to him for my results. Oh, I did go back, but I first checked it on the app.
We were busy playing doctor by ourselves.
We didn't even tell him that we thought that I had a STD. You remember that?
Oh,
I'm still like, I'm done. That wasn't the case, guys. Please, wow. But that wasn't the case.
But that was like the worst.
Scared.
We were kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Because it said herpes.
And it said herpes, Maybrew. And I'm like, oh, hell no. There's no way, sister. No.
But they just do it. They just obviously check those things. But it wasn't herpes.
It was negative. It wasn't anything.
But the thing is, after these tests were done, we all sighed a sigh of relief and we were happy to know that, okay, it doesn't seem like there's anything seriously wrong, but she wasn't getting any better. And I truly suspected something wasn't. I still had that feeling inside of me when she wasn't getting better. This is now 2-3 months after she's taken all this regimen of iron tablets and iron therapy and all of these things. Surely after a month you should be able to see some results of that. And nothing was happening. And one day I'm looking at this blood tests again because she emailed them to me, and I'm sitting and I'm looking at this blood test and I'm thinking, I read on there, it said there's a high level of protein somewhere. This needs to be investigated. So obviously I'm also going to go Google, what does a high level of protein mean,
Am I skilled in this video?
No.
Yeah.
And the first thing that comes up is cancer.
Maybe.
And I'm like, no. Shut Google down. Don't even
Google.
look anymore.
Google. Let me tell you, this was probably like 0.0000001 time Google was actually right. Like don't Google things.
Don't. But, yeah. But as a parent and as a mom, you don't want to scare your child. And you don't want to, because you are now just, and also because I have issues with anxiety and stuff. I don't want to project that onto her. That was my problem. And I think I should have, when I felt in my heart, say what I wanted to. I did not want to project my fears onto her, because we do that. We can do that. And I thought, no, let's wait this thing out and see. Until Miss Madam over here sat and did a TikTok.
And that's where it all started. So I did a TikTok and I was like trashing all beauty filters, thought I was so cool. Next best thing, there's a lump on my neck. And then I went, this was on the Sunday, and I phoned my mom on the Sunday and she was cooking. And I video called her and I said, do you see this lump on my neck? And I will let you tell the truth of that story. Because, sorry, she first told me, like, when the whole thing happened and we, like, started backtracking or whatever, she said, she was like, no, I didn't think it was anything. I thought it was a swollen lymph node.
No.
That's no, she said to
after.
me, yes, so she initially,
The first
she
thing
said
I
to me,
said to her,
it was a swollen lymph node. It's fine, don't worry about it. But what were you really thinking?
well, the first thing, to be honest, when she showed me the lump, we video called. She showed me the lump on her neck, and I looked at the lump on her neck because that's exactly the same symptom my sister had. And I looked at her. I'd already processed something in my mind, and I looked at her and I said, you do know that that's what Selena had. And I immediately recognized what I had done. I scared her because I was literally telling her that, because my sister had cancer, she had Burkitt's lymphoma, and the first recognizable symptom that she had was a swollen lymph node. And that's what I said to her. And without even thinking, I was just so terrified in that moment that I blurted it out. And immediately after that, I backtracked and said, oh, it's just probably a swollen lymph node. It's nothing to worry about. But you have got to go and get it checked out immediately. And to be honest with you, I was so shit scared at that point.
That you
I'm
didn't
not
want
gonna
her to
lie.
check.
That I didn't want her to check it out. Yeah, sometimes as a parent you do cut like that because
There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Like,
No.
remember now.
the first words that came out of my mouth was, that's what Selena had. And it was the scariest thing I could tell my child. And so now, as a parent, it's your duty to protect your child. It's your duty to make sure your child is okay. I lost my sister, and the thought of losing my child at that point was not an option for me. I think you should stop it though.
Just had a solid heart to heart now. But yeah, my mother was just basically saying that parents make mistakes. Parents are not perfect. And that's something we all need to remind ourselves of. Same like my whole YouTube video is about not being perfect. And embracing who you are, embracing the fact that you are going to make mistakes and you are going to fall and you are going to slip up. And even as a mother or father, you can't expect it to be perfect and smooth sailing all along. Like, it's not like you a human being. You're bound to mess up something, like, you know. And for me personally, I've never, we've always been the type of family, we're very close, but we've always been the type of family to be like, get up and go, you know, especially my mom and I. Like, we are that type of people. And we just never really paid a lot of attention to, obviously we cared about our health. I mean, we're not stupid, but we've just never been those types of people that like allow it to get us down. Flu, we go to work. Periods, we go to work. Like, that's just who we've always been. So when things happened, we didn't really understand the seriousness of the situation. And we've learned our lesson from that. We now know that screening and prevention is screening. What is that thing in all the hospitals? Screening.
So go and get your checkups. Go get your stuff done once a year, you know. I mean, I'm talking, I don't even go for these things.
You must go.
I don't
next
even
year.
know when last time it was pap smear and stuff like that. But now I will be doing it,
Yeah,
obviously.
you better go next year, please.
Yeah.
We don't want drama.
But yeah, and your cancer changes your whole family dynamic, and ugly things will come out. Don't be mistaken.
But before we get there, just to end off that previous thing we were talking about, what was the last thing we said?
About going
Yeah, then I had the lump, and then once I had the lump, we checked it out, and you guys know the rest of the story. It's all in the other video. But yeah, what were you gonna say? So yeah, cancer changes lives.
yeah, guys, from somebody living with an immediate family member that has cancer, it changes so much. It makes you so grateful for everything and your family unit and stuff. But it also opens your eyes, and if you are willing to see the lessons, if you are willing to learn the lessons that come with living with your loved one that has cancer, if there's things that you need to change, if there's relationships that you need to heal, if there's anything that you can take away from a journey of having a loved one with cancer, let it be. Accept it. Accept what's happening to you, and like Simone does, live in that moment, man, because that's all my child has been doing. Yes, she had a little bit of a setback, but she makes us want to be better people. Like, literally, she makes us want to live our best lives. She's allow the person that has cancer to teach you lessons. Allow it. Painful ones, allow it. Allow it. Your life will be so much better, and you will learn to appreciate all those little moments in life, all those little family moments, all those little disagreements, all those little come-togethers, all those laughs, all those cries, all the things you do together. It will make you appreciate that unit so much more.
That's powerful. The takeaway there for me that hit my heart now was allow the person with cancer to teach you lessons. And what I just want to say about that is, when you have cancer, like I've previously said in my other videos, you are faced and confronted with your own mortality. So naturally your thought process changes compared to other people, normal people. So when that happens, it's very easy for you to either get sidetracked and depressed and sad, which I completely understand in all cases, because going through something like this is life altering. It's not an easy thing to go through. But at the same time, there's so much that you can leave behind, and not to say you're going anywhere, per se, but
no, you're not going anywhere.
but just there's so much that you can have an impact on while you are going through your journey. You don't even know it, and that's why in this video, I'm very happy that my mom did this video with me, and I really hope it helps you guys out there. I know a few people that have lost loved ones due to cancer, and I haven't said anything about this in other videos, but my heart goes out to you. I know that it's tough and it's hard, and I have nothing to say to you besides I'm sorry, and just cherish all the moments that you had with that person. Cherish all the memories, the moments, the laughs, the tears, all of it.
Make lots of videos and take lots of pictures.
Yes.
We do that all the time.
Guys, that is so important. Like, I know people say live in the moment, but you know how quickly memories fade. So just, even though you think you're going to have that memory for life, certain parts of it, how you felt, all of that stuff will disappear. And if you record things, if you take videos of things, pictures of things, TikToks, weird stuff, just record your parents doing weird things, record them when they're fighting even, just so that,
No, don't.
just so that like you have that to look back on and see this is, what it is. And you'll appreciate that if someone in your life does, pass away. It will be so good for the healing process, because you constantly and always have that reminder of who this person was. But yeah, so the whole aim of this video was basically just to give you an insight from my mom's side about like leading up to the cancer diagnosis, and also just to show you that we're in this together. It's a family. It's when cancer hits, it hits us all. It's not just, loved ones, friends, family members, everyone. It touches everyone. And what I just want to say to all the people that are going through this, who have a family member, a direct family member affected by cancer, the only thing that I could say you should do is listen.
Yeah.
Listen to them. Listen to them when they aren't talking. Learn to listen to action. Learn to look at what they are doing. Learn to look at their body language, because it's very difficult for cancer patients to ask for help. Most of us, I think 100% of cancer patients don't like asking for help. And it's unfortunate that we are prideful and stubborn and, to our own detriment, to be honest. But just listen. Look out for what they are doing, saying, not saying, when their mood is very important. It's very important, because if a down mood lasts longer than a day,
It's something.
There's something that's not okay. And they might not always say it. Just don't put too much pressure, don't force. If they want to talk, they'll talk. Remember, it's a very difficult journey, so they aren't just going to open up naturally. Not a lot of people do that. So yeah, just listen and do whatever you can to be by their side, and do not treat them differently. If you come home and if you come home and you're tired from work, and your cancer patient daughter or son or family member says, I need a massage, and you say, Simone, I'm tired, and you give a 10-minute massage, do that, because it's normal. Don't come here and pretend you're not tired. Can you see how
that's the
other daughter that just I don't know.
Come and show your face here.
No, she won't. She looks terrible. What was I saying?
Yeah. Be normal. Be normal.
Don't treat them differently. Hey, keep your brain, guys.
And also, one more thing, also very important. When you have a child that has cancer and you're angry with that child, not fight, but don't be afraid to say the things that you would normally say.
Don't be afraid to lay hands.
To your child. Do not be afraid, because that makes them feel different. That makes them also feel like you are treating me differently because of what's going on with me. Now, I'm not saying to you must go out and be hard and insensitive to your child, but how you would normally, yes, and especially an adult child, you talk to them like you would speak to them given any other circumstance.
And if they can get up and do the dishes, don't be afraid to say, come and do the dishes, or clean your room, or stop leaving the glasses around, or, because come and tell you, we're fine, eh? Well, some of us, I'm just not speaking for me. Woo, please, ne? Wow. I'm just speaking for me, so I'm not even gonna entertain any of you that say, no, that's not us, because wow, you're like extra. But I get lazy on purpose. Then I'm like, do you remember that I have cancer? Just to get out of that.
They can play that cancer card. Believe me, they'll play that cancer card
Not
really
all of
well.
us will.
Sometimes play that cancer card.
Sometimes you must play the card. You must play the cards that you are dealt with in life. But yeah,
Alrighty then.
thank you so much everyone for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know we cuck funny.
Well, of course we are.
Like, yeah, I know. Like mother, like daughter, yeah. Anyway, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
A lot needs to be taught and learned here in South Africa about it. Look at that, madam. Like, just like the grudge. Walk
Like,
running
wow.
across here.
The whole blanket and no
so-
brush day.
So yeah, so guys, share.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys probably like my mom more than you like me. We appreciate you guys so much, and thank you for all the love and support and the hate. We also appreciate that. Because you know how it is. We move. We don't wait. We move.
Sorry, that was for the haters.
Did you follow my off? Love it. We're gonna allow it. It's fun. Yeah, please like, subscribe, and share, guys, and I will see you soon.